There's a neuroscientist at MIT named Matthew Wilson who spent years wiring electrodes into the brains of rats. Not to hurt them, to listen. He'd run them through a maze, track every firing neuron, map the exact pattern of brain activity as they moved from corner to corner. Then the rats would fall asleep, and Wilson would watch the same patterns fire again. The same sequence, the same maze, running in their heads while their bodies were completely still. That was 2001. And the implication of what he found didn't stop at rats. Because if a rat replays its day in dream form, and the brain structure doing that is the same one you find in dogs, in humans, in basically every mammal that sleeps, then the question isn't really whether your dog dreams. The question is what they're dreaming about. And the answer is both simpler and stranger than most people expect. So let's start with the machinery, because I think once you see it, everything else makes more sense. Your dog doesn't sleep the way you probably imagine. It's not just off and then on again. There are stages. Slow wave sleep comes first, where the body recovers and the brain starts filing things away. Then REM, rapid eye movement, the stage where the real action happens. Watch your dog close enough during REM and you'll see it. The eyelids flicker, the paws twitch. Sometimes a soft bark, a whimper, a sound that has nowhere to go. The whole body wants to move, and something in the brainstem won't let it. That something is a structure called the pons. It's a gatekeeper. It keeps the muscles quiet while the brain runs. And here's where it gets interesting. Researchers figured out that if you temporarily disable the pons in a sleeping dog, the dog starts moving, still asleep, brain still in REM, but now acting it out, chasing, pointing, circling, doing exactly what they were doing in the dream. That's how we know the dreams are specific, not just random noise, actual replay. Now, one thing worth knowing is that not all dogs dream the same amount. Size matters here in a way that sounds almost too neat to be real, but the data backs it up. A toy poodle may cycle into REM every 10 minutes. A Labrador, maybe once every hour and a half. The poodle's dreams are short, a minute or two. The Labradors stretch longer, 5 to 10 minutes sometimes. Puppies dream constantly, and I mean constantly. Their brains are absorbing everything, every smell and sound and new person, and they need the sleep time to sort through all of it. Older dogs dream a lot too, partly because the pons gets less efficient with age. So if you have a senior dog who twitches and kicks and makes noise in their sleep, that's not a problem. That's just their brain doing what it needs to do, less filtered than it used to be. What are they actually dreaming about though? This is the part where Wilson's rat data does most of the heavy lifting by inference, because we can't ask the dog. But here's what the researchers found when they disabled the pons and watched. Pointers pointed at things that weren't there. Retrievers ran patterns that looked like fetch. Dogs with strong prey instincts stalked and chased. The behavior matched the breed, matched the dog's waking life, matched what their days looked like. And the current thinking from researchers who study this is that dogs dream doggy things, which sounds obvious until you actually sit with it. Your dog's dream content is specific to who your dog is, their routines, their relationships, what got their attention today. And the thing most likely to show up, according to the people who study this, is you, your face, your smell, the particular sound of your voice and what it means to them, because that's what their days are built around. There's also the emotional side of this that I don't want to skip past. A 2020 study found that sleep contributes directly to memory consolidation in dogs. What happened during the day gets processed and stored during sleep, which means the dreams aren't just replays, they're also practice. If your dog had a hard experience at the dog park, that might come back at night, not to torture them, but because the brain is working something out. Dogs can have nightmares, the whimpering during sleep, the sudden flinch, the low growl at nothing. That's real. It's the same process running in a different key. And the reason you shouldn't wake them mid-dream, even if it looks distressing, is the same reason you wouldn't want someone shaking you out of processing something difficult. Let the brain finish. So here's where I land with all of this, and I want to be honest that some of this is inference stitched over solid neuroscience, Not a clean conclusion from one study, but the accumulated picture is pretty clear. Your dog is not just sleeping, they're reviewing. Every night, in 6-minute windows, their brain pulls up the things that mattered that day, and it runs them again. The walk, the game in the yard, the person who came to the door and seemed off, the moment on the couch when you sat down next to them, and your presence did that thing it does to their nervous system. They carry the day with them into sleep. And if the research on gaze loops and oxytocin and the secure base effect tells us anything, it's that the person most likely to show up in those dreams is the one whose nervous system their brain has been tracking all along.